Hello, I'm Aria. My husband Leo and I are best friends, and we've been together for about 5 years now, and he is the absolute love of my life. Leo worked at a very high-paying job, and so did one of my cousins. I met him through her, and we hit it off very quickly. My cousin was super happy for us, and so was Leo's sister Emma, who I had later. But his mom, Lena, wasn't happy at all. She actually hated me a lot simply because I wasn't rich like her. Actually, she wasn't a rich woman, so to speak, but she sure did pretend to be one. Lena relied on Leo for her own expenses after she moved in with him as soon as he bought a house. Leo grew up without a father and was always taught that he was the man of the house. Lena raised him in a way that made Leo think he was obligated to take care of his mother and sister's expenses forever. So he let them stay with him and spend his money. Lena even left her job and used the allowance Leo gave her to buy expensive things. Emma, however, took much less from Leo and actually moved out after getting a full ride to her dream college. When he started to date me, his mother didn't like that because she thought I was going to take Leo's money. That was ridiculous because I had my own job and never told Leo to cut his family off. Leo was still paying for all of Lena's expenses and giving her an allowance. I never commented on it because I knew he had been brought up that way. I did have some concerns about saving, but Leo is a smart man and managed to take care of everything, so I never had a problem with him spending money on Lena. But I did have a problem with how he excused and dismissed Lena's behavior towards me. Look, I can give you a host of examples about how Lena made my life a living nightmare. She cancelled date nights, ruined our engagement party by destroying my dress, cut off a leather bag that my husband gifted me for my birthday, destroyed my wedding cake by throwing it on the floor, and even tried to cut off my veil while I was getting dressed. Yes, she has done a lot of things, and every time we confronted her, she played it off as an excuse. After the wedding, she started to escalate her antics. We had numerous screaming matches, and I begged Leo to do something. But Lena always managed to play the victim card and paint me as a bad daughter-in-law who wanted to throw her out and take all of Leo's money. I was tired of her and wanted to find a way to get rid of her for good. The opportunity came to me when Emma sat me and Leo down to talk. She was home for spring break and was staying with us. She sat us down and said, "I have something to tell you guys. Do you remember how Aria's company fired her from her job out of the blue?" "Yes, I have no idea why they thought I was stealing money from them. They literally didn't even have any evidence. They claimed that someone had informed them about me being the thief." "I'm so sorry for that, Aria. I actually know who made those false claims." "Wait, what? Are you telling us that you know how Aria got fired?" "Yeah, you won't like this answer, but it was actually Mom who did it. She made a fake email and emailed Aria's boss. Mom told her boss that she was a thief and brought the money home to boast about stealing it." I was in shock at what I had been told. I lost my job a week ago because I was fired wrongfully. There was a theft at my company and somehow they thought it was me who did it. I was actually in the process of filing for wrongful termination and everything. I had no idea why they thought I was the thief. Turns out it was Lena who set this all up. I had no idea why she would do that. Leo also looked shocked and said, "What are you talking about, Emma? Mom did this?" "Yeah, I borrowed her laptop for some work and found the email. When I confronted her, she accepted it." "Why would she ever do that?" "Well, she thought she would use this as an example to convince Leo that you are a thief and gold digger. Then she would ultimately break up your marriage." Can you believe that, guys? Lena went through all of that trouble to make Leo divorce me, and she did it right when our first anniversary was around the corner. I had no words for this woman. Leo was having a hard time believing it until Emma showed us proof of texts and even the original emails. We were floored and disturbed by what Lena did. At that point, I knew something needed to be done. Leo was already apologizing to me for not dealing with his horrible mother sooner, but I told him that I needed to see some action and not words. The plan that Leo came up with next was actually something I didn't quite expect. He was extremely mad on my behalf and really wanted to avenge me. Leo and I, along with Emma, discussed Lena's behavior and what our next steps would be. It was taking some time, but we finally agreed on what needed to be done. Lena was oblivious to it all. In fact, she went along with her plan of trying to manipulate my husband into leaving me. When I was passing by the study one day, this is what I heard Lena telling Leo. "You need to leave your horrible wife before she ends up stealing your money too." "Mom, you need to calm down a little. I'm tired of having this argument with you already." "She is a thief and gold digger, Leo. She will drain your resources. You need to do something to protect the family." "Look, Mom, I already have a plan to help and protect the family. Someone in this family will leave soon, and I will make sure peace comes back here after that happens." Lena seemed to have taken it as a sign that her precious son was leaving me. She was in a very cheerful mood, and no one was acting suspiciously around her. Leo didn't want her to ruin our anniversary and wanted to break some important news to her after the party we had arranged for that day. So we acted normal and let Lena think she got me. Even on the day of the anniversary, Lena wouldn't stop nagging Leo. She kept talking about how much money he wasted on the party and the cake. He got a rather expensive cake for me because he wanted me to have a better experience after having my wedding cake ruined by Lena, even before I could cut it. So he ordered a huge cake for me. Lena complained about that as well. I guess in her eyes, Leo was wasting money on someone who wasn't even going to be his wife for long. Anyway, since Leo didn't listen to Lena about the party, she took matters into her own hands. When my anniversary cake finally arrived in the evening, Lena got to it and smashed the cake by throwing it off the counter. She did it right in front of me while giving me an evil smirk. I remained calm because it wasn't something that I didn't expect to happen. The only thing I said was, "Why on earth would you do that again, Lena? Was smashing my wedding cake not enough?" "You don't deserve such an expensive cake. Besides, I did you a favor, Aria." "Oh, yeah? Pray tell me what favor you did me, Lena." "My son told me that one member is leaving this family forever, so there is no need for the cake anymore." "Congratulations on finding out, Lena, but I still don't know how the cake smashing is relevant to what you said." "Are you deaf or just stupid? I just told you that one member will be leaving this house for good. Don't you know what that means, my dear daughter-in-law? I guess they didn't tell you anything." "Oh, yeah, they did tell me everything, actually. So I do know what that's all about. It is really unfortunate that someone had to be kicked out of the family on this beautiful day, but what can we do? People need to face the consequences of their actions. So you are leaving today, Lena? Or is it tomorrow?" The look of confusion on Lena's face was a little funny. She hadn't expected me to say that. Lena thought that she was being all smug by telling me how she thought I was the one leaving the house, but now I was hinting that she was the one leaving. So she said in a confused voice, "What? Where am I going?" "Oh my God, Lena, you are truly getting old if you keep forgetting things that easily. Didn't you just say one person is leaving the family?" "That's what I'm asking you, Lena. When are you leaving?" "Who said I'm the one leaving? You are leaving the house because my son has finally understood what a gold digger you are." "Oh my God, what gave it away, Lena?" "Did you really think I would let you drain my son's money while I get nothing? I will never allow you to have my son and enjoy his money. Only I have the right to enjoy his money, not you." "Wow, You must really love your son's money a lot, Lena. I bet it was you who gave him the idea about kicking me out. Yes, I was the one who showed him exactly what kind of a woman you are. Thank God my son has finally seen your true face and decided to kick you out. Don't worry, I will also help him find a good divorce lawyer and make sure you get nothing in the divorce. Lena was having a nice time saying these things to my face. She was having a lot of fun thinking that Leo was kicking me out of the family, but she had no idea how much she had misunderstood the situation. Leo hadn't bothered to correct her because he wanted to see how far Lena would actually go, and Lena didn't disappoint by destroying that one thing I really wanted for my anniversary. She ended up destroying my cake once again and then laughing about it. But she wasn't going to get the last laugh. I would be the one who would end her fun and bring her face to face with reality. I smirked at her and said, "You have some high hopes about kicking me out of the house and making my husband divorce me, Lena. But unfortunately, that won't be happening. I think there has been a misunderstanding here. I'm not leaving the family, but you are, Lena." "What on earth are you talking about? Why would I leave the family? You're just lying and making up nonsense to scare me." You think I'm lying and making up nonsense, Lena? How about you ask your son and daughter exactly who is going to leave the family? They are here to break the news anyway. Lena turned around to see my husband and my sister-in-law walking in looking very serious. There was absolutely no fun in their eyes. In fact, the moment they stopped and destroyed the cake, both Leo and Emma looked incredibly pissed off. Leo angrily said, "What is this? What's going on? Who destroyed the cake?" Our dear Lena decided that we didn't need the cake anymore, so she graciously destroyed the cake we custom made for our first anniversary. "Mom? What is my wife talking about? Did you really do this?" "Don't think about lying to me. I have cameras to check what's going on." Leo's tone actually shocked Lena a bit, since she thought that her advice had worked and he was going to kick me out soon. But to her surprise, not only was the anniversary happening, but Leo had ended up splurging even more than usual. And he was actually mad at the fact that the cake he got for me was ruined. Lena was a little confused and annoyed by his reaction. She said in an irritated voice, "Okay, fine. Yes, I destroyed the cake. Happy now?" "Why on earth would you destroy a cake worth $1,000, Mom? What is wrong with you?" "I don't understand why you would spend so much money on a stupid cake in the first place." "You don't get to decide how much money I spend on the cake, Mom. You had no right to destroy something that I had lovingly bought for my wife." "Come on, Leo. I don't know why you're making such a big fuss. This anniversary party is a sham anyway. Everyone will soon know that you are leaving your useless wife." "Who told you that I'm leaving my wife? I'm not doing that." Now, Lena was even more confused. She looked even more annoyed because none of Leo's behaviors or replies were making sense to her. A few minutes ago, she was gloating to me about how she made my son plan to divorce me and all. But now, Leo was saying that he wasn't going to leave me. Lena got super frustrated and said, "What are you saying, Leo? I thought we agreed to you kicking Aria out from our family for good." "I never agreed to kick out my wife, Mom. I have no idea what you're saying." "Have you lost your memory, Leo? You clearly told me that someone will leave the family and this house, and then we would all be happy again." "Yes, I did say that, Mom. But I wasn't talking about my wife at that time. I was talking about you." The complete look of shock on Lena's face was absolutely hilarious. I was barely holding my laughter in. I looked at Emma, who was also covering her mouth to stop herself from laughing out loud. Lena literally looked like one of the cartoon characters we saw on TV. It was just hilarious. But Lena didn't find anything funny in what Leo said. And Leo was looking at Lena like he wanted to throw her out right then. Lena was still in complete disbelief and said, "What on earth are you talking about, Leo? Are you really planning to kick me out? This can't be true." "Yes, I am planning to kick you out. I have no interest in wasting my time and energy by lying to you, Mom." "You are not making any sense, Leo. Is this a joke? Why would you kick me out?" "Are you telling me that you have no idea why I'm kicking you out, Mom?" "No, I don't understand why you're saying stuff like this. I have done nothing to deserve being kicked out." Lena was really acting like she didn't know what she did wrong. I mean, we had a list of things, but the biggest reason why Leo decided to kick Lena out was because of what she did to get me fired from my job. I guess Lena was confused because she had never expected Emma to actually find proof of her actions and tell us the truth, since we never confronted her before this. Lena had no idea why her son was suddenly so mad at her, so I tried to help her a little and said, "Oh, really, Lena? Have you really done nothing? Maybe you should rack your brain and try to remember what you did." "I don't know what you're talking about. I'm innocent." "So are you going to deny the fact that you purposely got me fired from my job?" I never did that. How dare you accuse me of something like that? Don't spread lies about me, Aria. I will sue you for defamation." "I'm not spreading any lies about you, Lena. We all know that you emailed my work with false information about me just to get me fired. In fact, I can actually sue you if I want to." "That is nonsense. Leo, you shouldn't believe a word this witch is saying. She is trying to make up lies because she was caught stealing money from work. You need to kick her out right now, Leo. God knows how much she will steal from us if you give her the chance." Lena was trying to get Leo on her side again. I have no idea why she thought it would be such a good idea to try and make up lies again. Perhaps she thought that I was talking without any proof. After all, I still didn't tell her that we discovered the secret email she had created on her laptop. The laptop that she had stubbornly made Leo buy for her because she was jealous of my birthday gift. Seriously, guys, as I type this out, I am again taken aback by the sheer entitlement of this woman. Lena was truly a spoiled woman, but this time her tantrums weren't going to work. Leo was super mad at his mom and started to shout at her when she tried to manipulate him again. He said, "How dare you, Mom? How dare you lie to us again? Have you no shame? We know it was you who emailed Aria's boss." "I didn't do anything like that, Leo. You have to believe me. Your wife is just making up lies and shifting the blame on me. Just think about this, Leo. If she was so innocent, would her manager really fire her?" I have to give you props for being clever, Lena. You do make some good arguments sometimes. Unfortunately for you, they won't help you now. What do you mean? It means that my manager had actually called me to apologize for firing me without proof. They found the thief, who was someone else, and we have found out that you created a fake email just to get me fired. No, that's impossible. I didn't create any fake emails. We have found the email on your laptop, Lena. We saw plenty of proof, and we also know about your confession to Emma. Lena's eyes went wide when she heard that. She thought that she was successful in blackmailing her daughter to keep silent. But Emma is actually a good person and did what's right. She told us the whole story and allowed us to have the proof. My mother-in-law had no way to lie or hide anymore. She had been caught, and she knew that. But instead of being apologetic immediately, she turned to her daughter to scream at her for selling her out. She shouted at Emma and said, "What? You told them about the email, Emma? Why would you do that? Had you really expected me to stay quiet while you destroyed Aria's life? What you did was wrong, and I begged you to come clean, but no, you never did that, and instead you tried to manipulate Leo into ending his marriage. You were insane. How dare you speak to your mother like that? Who gave you the right to call me insane? She isn't wrong, Lena. You are indeed a very insane person if we went after my job and marriage like that. I did what I did to protect my son. I am pretty sure you would have eventually shown him your true colors anyway. I just sped up the process. Leo, I know I shouldn't have emailed Aria's work, but I did it because I know what kind of a person she is. You have to open your eyes and leave her. Lena was still trying to convince Leo to leave me. Yes, guys, she stood there and did it right in front of us. Thank God the guests weren't there yet. It would have been rather embarrassing for everyone to witness my mother-in-law's delusion. I found her stupidity appalling and funny at the same time. That was probably because I knew what was coming for her. Emma did know about it, so she was shaking her head and sighing deeply. Leo was on the verge of erupting from anger, and Lena's final attempt in making him leave drove him over the edge. He started to scream at Lena and said, "How dare you talk about my wife like that? Aria is nothing but an angel. If there is anyone who deserves to be kicked out to the streets, it's you, Mom." "You are misunderstanding me, Leo. No. Don't try to make excuses, Mom. You have been trying to sabotage my relationship forever. I was praying to God to make you stop, but even God can't help you anymore. I'm done with your antics, Mom." "Son, you were screaming at your poor mother for nothing. This is unfair." "Do you really call this nothing, Mom? You got my wife fired, for God's sake. Don't make me list the things you have done to humiliate my wife and make me leave her." Leo absolutely went mad at his mother and kept reminding her about everything she had done. Lena was in tears because her son wasn't letting up at all. He continued screaming at Lena and didn't listen to a word of her poor excuses. In the end, he finally said what I had been waiting to hear for a while. He said, "I am sick and tired of forgiving you after you repeatedly disrespected my wife. You have crossed the line, Mom, and now you will be facing the consequences. I want you out of my house within 2 weeks. If you don't leave, I will call the cops." "What? You want to kick your poor mother out on the streets? How can you say that, Leo?" "After what you have done, I don't have any respect for you, Mom. Don't try to use sentimental tears on me because it won't work. I want you out. I let you disrespect my wife enough. I should have put my foot down a long time ago. I made a mistake keeping you around, Mom. I won't host you or help you anymore. You are on your own." Lena absolutely freaked out and started to beg for forgiveness. She kept crying and begging us to forgive her. Leo didn't listen to her, and neither did I. In fact, even Emma said that she didn't want to keep in touch with her mother after that day. We were all disgusted by Lena's behavior and were done with her. In a burst of anger, Leo made Lena leave the house that night. She wasn't allowed to set foot back in until our guests had left. Lena, in her rush not to make things any worse, left the house. That allowed us to enjoy our party in peace and not have any more incidents. That night, all three of us also took time to inform our families about what happened with Lena. We didn't want her to spread lies and play the victim card. I'm happy to say that no one took her side. Lena was kicked out of the house just like we had planned. She tried to beg and cry for mercy, which didn't sway us at all. In the end, she was the one leaving the house and not me. My husband even stopped her allowance, so she was forced to take a job and support herself. Meanwhile, I have my job back, and they actually gave me a hefty pay raise and money for emotional damages. I guess they didn't want to avoid a lawsuit. Anyway, I was happy with the settlement and life went back to being normal. Leo is actually saving up the money he used to give his mother so that he can take me on a vacation as another way of saying sorry.